Jaipur, the iconic pink city of India, is more than just stunning palaces and bustling bazaars. It is a city that was carefully planned and built to have nine parts catering to nine different types of people. Evolved over centuries, little by little, while still retaining its royal charm and heritage. But how did it all begin? Why was Jaipur built the way it was? And what makes it such a fascinating city even today? To uncover Jaipur's fascinating past and its journey through time, we have conservation specialists who will take us through the story of how this remarkable city came to be.
Rajasthan has always been a land of the royals. It has a lot of architectural grandeur in the form of palaces, the Havelis. It's not just affected by who the people were here who ruled our place, but it also about the climatic conditions. It's also about the social traditions which framed or gave us this picture of the heritage of Rajasthan. If I talk particularly about Jaipur, it was founded by Raja Savai, I think, second in 1727, 1840. The history behind this was that initially there were several cultural regions in which Rajasthan was earlier segregated into. So Jaipur particularly comes under the Dhundar region. And initially the capital was Amer and not Jaipur. The city of Amer or the town of Amer, it was completely surrounded by hills. And there was an organic pattern in which the city grew, but it had certain limits obviously because of the topography of the region. So after there was no further scope of expanding the city and the population was increasing, so there was a need of a new area where the city would be set. And just below the foothills of the Aravali's where the Jaigarh Fort and the Nahargarh Fort, the three main forts of the Jaipur city were located. Just at the foothills was a plain ground where the city was actually planned. So that gives us a little background. And since it was a planned city, it was not just the layout that was planned, but even obviously the population was growing, but it was not so much that such a big planned town could be occupied. So there were different people, different craftsmen, people with different occupations and backgrounds. They were invited to Jaipur by the Raja at that time. And if you must have observed that Jaipur is based on a grid planning system, based on the Navgrah pattern, which we call it. So there are basically nine squares. Each square is occupied by a particular set of communities. It was such a level of planning that was done by the king. The greatest thing to observe is that the city was planned like that almost in the 18th century. And those roads, those streets, those bazaars are still very usable. That is something commendable about the planning of the city. Without any major modifications, the infrastructure and everything can still be accommodated. Although there are pressures now, but still the city is functioning quite well.
Well, Jaipur's story is one of vision, meticulous planning, and cultural evolution. From its grid like design inspired by ancient principles to its vibrant communities shaping its identity, the city has always been a masterpiece in the making. Just like Rome, which wasn't built in a day, Jaipur too wasn't a one time creation. It evolved over time, embracing new influences while preserving its essence. Let us hear more about how Jaipur continued to grow and transform through different eras.
Definitely, the cities at that time, especially and such and cities at grand level, obviously cannot be set up at a single go in a few days or a few months or even a few years. So there's always been a gradual development. When the planning of the city started, initially there were certain Havelis, and initially there was the main city palace that we know of. The central grid was occupied by the city palace where still the royal family resides. And then the other two grids were occupied by the royal family, and then the remaining seven grids initially started with construction of temples and a few havelis of the noblemen in the king's court. And then gradually that started in around 18th century, and there was then additions in the 19th and 20th century. There were Mughal influences. Initially it was the Rajput architecture which had certain features like the charokhas and the balconies or the jali works. Then there was a Mughal influence in which we see peculiar touched arches and very symmetrical kind of planning. And then during the British rule, we can actually see various Victorian and Gothic influences also. So there is a kind of Indo-Saracenic influences elements that we see.
From Rajput and Mughal influences to colonial era additions, Jaipur stands as a living testament to India's architectural and cultural legacy. Even today, the city functions with its original planning, proving the genius of its design. Whether you stroll through its historic streets or admire its grand forts and palaces, you are walking through centuries of history, innovation, and heritage. If you've loved exploring Jaipur's evolution with us, stay tuned for more such amazing stories. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to discover the world's most incredible historic spots. Until next time, happy exploring!